Hi, Steffi here. I'm showing you how to make a beak so that it looks quite realistic because it's nice and firm, but you're literally just using the wool to felt it first into shape. And for the eagle owl, which is the model that we're using here, there's the beak. It's absolutely solid because it gets completely covered in glue and it saturates into the fabric, into the wool, and it makes it smooth and very, very beak-like, or so that you don't have the fuzzy bits of the wool showing. I'm going to show you how to do this. It is a little bit messy, so be aware of it, but you first of all follow the instructions of the eagle owl how to make the beak. So this is not something new, but I will show you what you do once you've made the beak. But so I'm just going to needle felt this down first of all, just at the edge where I want the shape of the beak to be, and you will be felting this down very firmly, so you do need to have a nice firm felted beak shape. First of all, I'm using a coarse needle, and you will be using what is in the eagle owl makers box in January 2024, but of course this technique can be used on any kind of beak or animal feature where you don't want it to be fuzzy, where it is naturally a harder fabric or harder material, such as beaks, claws, or parts of the face can sometimes be with a chicken. They can be quite sort of scaly rather than feathery or fluffy. And so this is a really good technique to know how to make some of the shapes that you're needle felting fully compact and solid. And felt this down really nice and firmly. Now there's a lot of wispy ends, so I'm going to take them out already. There's not very many that you need to attach it to the shape. And now this looks very fluffy at the moment, so you can already use some tiny scissors or some little sharp scissors and cut some of the fluffy bits off to make it a little bit more shapely. But the main thing what happens is you will be shaping this with, you will be firming up the shape in a minute by completely, absolutely covering it in glue. So have some wet wipes ready, or a little wet flannel. PVA glue, like our stick it glue, is absolutely perfect. I'm using this one here, and I'm also trying to get the beak to be slightly curved for a bird of prey, because they don't have straight beaks, they've got slightly curved beaks like a parrot. So I'm going to get that shaped already by just stabbing into the underneath to curve it in a little bit. But the main thing is that it gets felted down really nice and solid. And as I say, if you've got too many fluffy bits sticking out, you can cut them off, but you can still do the same thing later on once the glue has dried. So obviously you won't see the glue drying, that will take too long. I'm already taking the lid off here because it does take an awful lot of glue. So don't be afraid to literally cover it with lots and lots of glue. And if you don't like getting your fingers messy, then I'm afraid you're in for bad news, because you will get your fingers messy, because you need to spread the glue out all over the beak, and then you have to massage it in so that it goes all the way through the fabric to the core of it. So you're making it very, very wet. And if you've got excess glue on your fingers, then just allow it to be absorbed by the beak shape, so that it looks very grey, white grey, and that's fine because the glue is clear drying, and it will completely go back to the color that it was before the beak, that is. Now if you squeeze it and there's glue oozing out, then you've done a good job, because you've managed to have the glue go all the way through the whole shape of the beak. If you've got bits that are sort of sticking out here at the front, don't worry about it. Now when you dry this, make sure you rest it on something that is not wool or paper. Just put it on a plastic piece. I'm using one of our magnetic needle cases here, and as I say, have something ready to wipe your fingers, because you will get covered in glue. So as the glue is water soluble, you can just have some wet wipes or just a little flannel that you've made wet with water, and you should be able to just get rid of that. Now when the beak is dry, it will be really, really solid, and like this one. This is the finished dried version of what's here currently on my work mat. So once that is dry, then you secure the beak as you do before by just stabbing the wispy fibers into it. But until then, it looks like this, and it does need to dry. So give it a little time and make sure it dries all the way through, so that it's nice and solid and ready to be attached. And that is hopefully a helpful hint for not just the eagle owl, but for any other beaks that you might be making, or other body parts of needle felted animals that actually need to be firm rather than fuzzy. See you soon. Bye.